What's up, gamers? So I just beat Better Than Dead here on YouTube, where I stream whatever it is I'm playing, and I just wanted to go ahead and share some of my thoughts about my experience with you. Real quick, before we start, normally I have like a script. This time I'm just shooting from the hip. I just got an outline and we're going to see how this goes. Let me know if you guys like it or if you don't. But, that being said, Better Than Dead was made by a solo dev. Name is Monty Gallo. Guy's from Italy, it looks like. That's what I was able to understand from their profile on Twitter. This is their second game, and it's very different from the first one, where Better Than Dead focuses on a tale of revenge from somebody who I believe is a human trafficked sex worker. And one day they wake up and find a Tokarev pistol in their cell, and the game takes place from there. Go fast, get revenge. It's fantastic. Now let's talk about the gameplay real quick. The game itself is available on Steam, and it's also in early access. I believe that there are probably a couple more modes to be added. There's at least one, because in the main menu it's grayed out. I think it's called Hell Mode. So we'll see what that is. But what I do enjoy so much about this game is how it doesn't seem to have any like focus group feels to it. There's no skill trees, no perks, no nothing. What you do in the first 10 seconds of playing the game is your entire moveset for the whole game. And I think that's really cool, because it's just a developer sticking to his guns, creating one vision, and not trying to just fill it up with extra features and bells and whistles that aren't part of their vision. On top of that, I will say that this game has the worst and best gunplay at the same time. When I say worst, I mean it's just like the hardest to control, but I think that's really cleverly done because it's not something that I think is just like implemented poorly. As a matter of fact, it's the complete opposite. I think it's implemented really well because in this game you don't play as some elite operator, somebody who's ever fired a gun before. Like I said, you play as somebody who escaped human trafficking and you find a gun on a desk one day, and the game is just your tale of revenge. And I think it's really fun because it encourages spraying and praying a lot more than that, and so much the environment is destructible, interactable, and physics-based props. When you're shooting your gun in this game, I mean there's sparks flying everywhere, props are breaking, shooting all over it. It looks really cool. It's something from like The Matrix or the John Woo, any gun fu film. Every shootout in this game is an absolute spectacle is what I'm trying to say, I think. So, I mean, apart from that though, what else do I got? Yeah, I was saying it doesn't have any focus group feels. I think that a focus group would really change how the gunplay feels in this game. Because you know somebody's going to sit down and play it and say, ooh, I can't hit anything when I'm aiming down sights, this isn't fair. But I really like how the game just, like I said, sticks to its guns and says, well then, you're not the audience for this game. We're trying to tell a story our way. It's up to us. So, what else do I got? Like I mentioned a little bit, this combat in the game is all intuitive. It's just move forward, get revenge. That's the whole idea of it. So, you don't have to waste time really clearing corners or doing anything like that. It's just running forward, figuring out where the shots are coming from, where the enemies are likely to be, taking them out as you see them. And I very much enjoyed the lack of thinking behind it, actually. In addition to this, something I thought was really cool that blended with the story was how enemies in this game could get back up when they're down. Because it encourages the player to kind of behave like this person who's out for a tale of revenge. To where after you put somebody down, I mean sometimes they can get back up and start shooting at you again. But to prevent that, once they're down, you just go ahead, dump the clip at them. And I think that's a really cool way to weave the story into gameplay. So yeah. Now let's move on to the story. The story in this game is really simple, and I think that that's such a strong point for this game. I think you get one screen of text at the beginning that says, hey, you're out for revenge. Go out and kill. It's revenge. But that's like its strength, is like the complete lack of detail. It doesn't try to characterize you, anybody you're fighting, the main bad guy, like their motivations behind it. No, it just says, you were being exploited, here's a pistol, go take revenge on those who did this to you and are doing it to others. And I think that's really cool. I did enjoy, I guess, what I would call the only little like twist or revelation in the story, which is who's actually running it all. Because it makes you think like, well, what's their deal? Try not to spoil anything here. It's really hard to kind of describe this without doing that. But yeah, once you do see who it is, you take a moment afterwards and you're like, really? That was the person who was behind it? How could they do that to somebody else? But yeah. So there's a little bit about the story. Go fast, go forward, get revenge, shoot. But now let's talk about the visuals of this game. Real quickly, normally I'm not huge on going for a hyper-realistic look in games because any little inconsistency or little graphical glitch or just time will eventually start to show the cracks in it. But what I really liked about this game and its hyper-realistic look is that it was like hyper-realistic but stylized with the body cams, some visual artifacts, and also certain things being blurred like people's faces. And I just really thought that this commitment to one solid style instead of rules was really cool. In addition to that, I love all the particle effects in the game. When you're shooting your gun, you're never really shooting just one bullet. You're spraying a whole mag. Bullets are flying everywhere. They're bouncing off of walls. They're hitting chairs, tables, cups, whatever, you name it. Everything you hit shoots a puff of dust, like bits and pieces of it up into the sky. And then on top of that, anything that's not bolted down to the ground is flying around. It's getting catapulted around the screen. And it looks really cinematic and, what's the word I'm looking for? Just really spectacular. It's really cool. On top of this, I also think that the game really cleverly uses like slow motion and fast motion. Like when you shoot people sometimes in the game, there'll be like a little bit of slow-mo, and then halfway through when their body's in the air flying back, it switches to fast motion and they just get launched at the wall. And I think it's like that, the particle effects, the physics props, and just the commitment to its styling that is a secret sauce to this game that takes it from being something like neat and like, oh, this is like a cool 5-10 minute experience, to something that is extremely distinct and memorable. So round of applause, Montigello, for your commitment to style and all of its cool little bits and bobs. In conclusion, I think the game is an awesomely visceral, satisfying experience that combines things from stylized action games and movies like Max Payne, Fear, Trepang, Hotline Miami, Stranglehold, John Woo's movies, The Matrix, some of the animated Resident Evil movies. And it takes just bits and pieces that it likes from each of them, and it creates this crazy, over-the-top, simple, memorable experience that doesn't waste anyone's time. Plus it has some Wilhelm screams, so yeah. Real quick, that's everything I got about the game. Go play it.
關我事嘅。